Hey everybody, it's Crystal B from crystalbastrology.com. I wanted to check in and share some thoughts about Saturn's turn direct, which is going to be happening on September 18th, 2019. I've been talking a lot about Saturn and Pluto all of 2019 because these two power players have been riding so close to one another for a great deal of 2019. And to be honest with you, the story has just begun when we think about what they're going to do when we get into 2020. Because in 2020, in January, January will mark the first collision between the first exact collision or conjunction between Saturn and Pluto. And of course, there will be a whole bunch of other planets involved in that. So there's a lot happening when we think about Saturn and his message. And of course, he is traveling through the sign of Capricorn. And there's a lot of energy on that sign. So I wanted to take a minute to just kind of explain a little bit more about the significance of Saturn's station direct, which is happening again on September 18th. Any of the planetary stations are going to be really important in delivering signs. And when Saturn goes direct, and he does it once a year, it's really a reflection of how far we've come since he went retrograde. And let's kind of think back a little bit to what you were doing at the end of April 2019, because that's when Saturn began his annual retrograde. And that was a really difficult time for many people. I'm very observant in the effects of people's lives, because I see my clients and I get lots of notes and messages. I see it in my own life, of how these planetary energies are activating. And end of April was a difficult time for many people. It was actually when, that was the burning down of Notre Dame, the beautiful church. And Saturn is very symbolic of structure and of bones and of foundations, things that hold us up. And in that end of April, when Saturn made his turn retrograde, it was really kind of beginning the process of crashing things down, things that were not solid, things that needed to change. So really think back to what were your messages back in April, because those are going to be really important as you look ahead. And when you think about the station forward, Saturn station forward here mid-September, how far have you come? What have you done? What changes have you made? What observations have you witnessed? Have you done anything to change your foundation? Have you tried to make it more solid? Have you tried to take on some new stability in how to, kind of make your foundation more solid? And that's really a question that only you can personally answer for yourself. But it's definitely been something that I've been sharing with a lot of my clients. It's been something that I've been thinking about in my own life as I, work through the energies myself. This is Saturn and Pluto together. They're really creating a very large message. And so as we start moving forward with Saturn's move forward, and just so you know, Pluto will begin his station forward in October. It's actually going to be October 3rd. But this is the first marker of how far we've come. And, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with the things that we've learned? And how are we going to move forward? And how are we going to implement? But the message of Saturn here is create something long-lasting. Create something that provides you with structure. Create something that you are able to sustain over time. It's really, really important that you observe this station right now, because 2020 is a power year. There are so many things happening and so many changes that are going to be very, very strong, especially when it comes to our foundations. Um, not only on a global scale, but on a very personal scale, that it's important to take this Saturn station on September 18th and really see, like, where are your wins? And of course, where are your losses? And really go after the things that are working for you. And if there are things that aren't working for you, how can you make them better? How can you make them stronger? How can you really take the message of Saturn and make it real and make it long lasting and really get things in order and take your power back? Because Saturn really wants you to, even though when we're going through difficult Saturn transits, it feels like we might be powerless and taking our power away. But in all honesty, he's actually trying to get you in tune with the things that you want the most. And so really think about that, especially as you head into, the energies of September and thinking about where, how do you want to build your foundation? But be observant about what's happening on the Saturn station. It's really important. It's really big signs for the coming year, and the big things that we want to do. Where's your muscle? Saturn wants you to have muscle, and also honor how far you've come and the changes you've made already. And good luck with Saturn's message and how he's helping you to make it real. Bye bye, everybody. Until next time.